What's up, everyone? It's Matt Mrozik, aka MVM3897 here, with the introductory to my next big project slash commission. So, as many of you know, I kind of alluded to this a few months ago, but I have a commission that just came in, and it's going to be the 148 Hyper-Z. This guy right here. Actually, this is my client's right here. This is his. This is from GSB, so his is a recast, as you can tell from the sticker. And this is my personal kit, which is an original from G System. So I thought, what the hell? Why not do two of them? So this will take me quite a while. The priority is my client's, this guy right here, because obviously he's paying me to do his. So and then mine's just kind of, I'm going to try to get mine done at the same time. Now, my client asked for a shaded kit, so basically, you know, all the pre-shading and everything like that. And I'm debating whether or not to do that on mine or just go for a very clean paint job on it, no shading. If anyone's familiar with a modeler, he goes by the name Bono. He's got a very cool blog. He does a ton of G System kits, and he did a really nice build of this kit. Super clean, added lots of metal beads and metal parts to it. So, I don't know, I may do that to mine. I just kind of like the idea of it. And then do the shaded for my clients. That's what we requested, standard color scheme. So these are the boxes, and just to give you a sense of size of the box, here's Mr. New Verka. To give you an idea how big the boxes are, I'm going to back out so you can see them. Pretty good size, as most of you already probably have, or most of you probably already have the Verka new kit. You can kind of get a sense. Now, if any of you have the 1/72 Hyper-Z kit, you know it's a pretty small kit for a 1/72. I mean, it's probably less than, it's probably about 10 inches tall. This guy, when he's done, he's almost 2 feet tall. Pretty big kit. I've got my reference photos taped up on the wall here just so I can kind of go through and look at the colors and stuff. And I'm going to go, I'm going to show you the GSB kit. Since they are the exact same kit, this is just a recast. And I'm just going to do all this handheld, guys, so it's going to be a little shaky, sorry. Now, I already have done the parts check on this kit, and I did the parts check on my kit like 2 or 3 years ago when I got it originally. So, my kit was really good. There was no missing parts. There was one little snafu with my client's kit. He had a duplicate duplicate right part for one of the pieces that hold on the wings on the back. So we're missing the right side. So I'm going to either make one or try to get a hold of GSB or G System to get a replacement part. So this has already been opened and organized and separated, so it's not exactly how you see it when you get the kit, but let's go through the instructions first. And both companies, both G System and GSB, did a nice job on the instructions. What I like about it is that they're in color. So it makes it real easy if you're going to do a standard color scheme to know how to paint each part. And actually, I've written down the part that needs to be replaced. The right side of E08. And I already went through, like I said, I did a parts check. I don't know if you can tell in the video, but I go through and as I'm checking, I mark off the number as they're there. And then I put a star next to the letter, letting me know that I have all those parts accounted for. Same thing with this guy, just went through and did all the parts check. And then here are the instructions. Really nice job. The G System and GSB are exactly the same. I mean, there's no difference. But you can see how everything has been color coded, so you know exactly how to paint each piece. And the nice thing about it is if you're going to just go with the standard color scheme, it shows you where you have to mask everything too. So it's just a real nice, one less thing you kind of have to worry about when building. It's like, geez, where do I mask? What color's going to go what? It's just real nice. Again, it's kind of like a roadmap. There's no, you know, individual step for each piece. You have to kind of follow the color lines. Like this little red line shows you where this goes, and here's the wiring diagram, you know, for the LEDs. There's an LED in the head, and there's an LED in the crotch area. So 3 LEDs, one in the head sensor, one in the eyes, and one in the crotch. So nothing too crazy. So that was obviously the torso, the upper torso. the shoulders, duplicate on each side. This is the beginning of the, this is the upper leg. It's where it connects into the thigh. This is part of the, this is like the, I guess the lower leg, the calf area. And I'll show you some of the pieces here in a second. Here's the shield. I'm sorry, not the shield, the backpack. The wing unit, they call it. So the part that I'm missing is this guy right here. Need to get that replaced. Shield and weapons, looking pretty good. There's the foot. The one complaint I hear about this kit is the foot design. It is completely different than any other Hyper Z you've ever seen. But I like it. It's more mechanical. If you look at more Hyper Zs, it's kind of organic. This is more of a mechanical design. I like it. And then the last page shows the lower waist and the side skirts and stuff like that. And then I shot the back. And then here are all the specs. So you see about 460 pieces. Overall height's 50 centimeters, just under 2 feet. It's a pretty good size kit. That's the instructions. Nice decal sheet. I'm not going to take them out. Actually, the GSB kit, I think, came with an extra set of decals. Because my G System kit only has 2 sheets, and this has 3 kits. I think they included 2 of these. Because I have there's one with black decals, and there's another sheet in here with white decals. So, you like that? We've got 2 sets on that. Put that to the side. Here's all the electronics, LEDs. For the most part, they're pre-wired. There's some soldering in there. You know, I'm not an electrician, so hopefully that won't be too hard. Here's all the screws. Right there are some screws for the waist units. This is not a posable kit, by the way. You can adjust the thighs a little bit and the shoulders, and that's about it. I mean, it's a heavy kit, so it's not like going to be doing any flying poses. There's some springs and some nylon rod. There's the heat shrink parts for the sensors, and now they give you these things for the eyes right there, which I don't understand why, because they give you a clear resin piece for the eyes too. So I don't even know if I'm going to use that. Okay, onto some of the parts. Now I've already organized these, and you can see I wrote GSB on these, so I don't get confused between my kit and his kit, because that could be a big cluster. And I gotta say, the casting on this kit's okay. It's not as good as the GSB Vi was. And having it right next to the G System kit, it's not. I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's a good cast. It's not as good as it could be, but it is a recast. So for what it is, it's pretty good. I'm not gonna take a lot of these parts out since I already have them organized. I am gonna show you a couple key parts just to give you a sense of size. Here are all the gun parts in here. You know, I'm already got them labeled, you know, G. Now these have not been organized by like leg, arm, or anything like that. These are simply by how the instructions have them organized. What I'll do before I start building is I'll go through and I'll organize a bag. A bag will have the right leg, a bag will have the left leg, right arm, left arm, you know, torso, waist, and all that stuff. Because again, with these being such big kits, I am going to do the same thing as I did with the GSB Vi, and I'll build the legs first, put those aside, build the waist next, put that aside, build the arms next, and so on. Because it's real easy for anyone who's built a big kit like this, ask Sneeper, ask anyone, it is real easy to get burned out on a project this big. You know, if you spend too much time doing sanding and priming and stuff, eventually you're just gonna like, man, I'm sick of it. So it's nice to break up the process. You build, you prime, you paint. Build, prime, paint. And if you look at each part as an individual kit, then it just, you know, it keeps it more interesting. You're not getting so, I mean, I could just imagine myself and I sanded all this stuff at one time, and then I had to come back and paint. So hold on one second, guys. My son just walked in. Can you go inside, please? I'm making a video. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Okay. In a minute. Okay, can you go inside? Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Sorry, my son came in. I didn't want to start my video over. So real quick, because I'm running out of time. like I said, this is just an intro to the builds. I'm not going to go through both kits because they're identical. Sorry about the shaky camera. Oh, there we go. So, give you some of the size. Here is one of the back wings. I mean, just look at that. It's probably 10 inches long. And then a good sense of size is the shield right there. Hold on one second, guys. Alina, I'm making a video. Please go back inside until I'm done. What? Thank you. I'll be in a minute. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, my kids keep coming into the garage and interrupting me, so I have to kind of splice this together. So anyway, here's the shield. Really big. I mean, I'll try to put that on my forearm so it gets a sense. I put it on my forearm. It goes from my fingertip almost all the way to my elbow. Pretty big. What else? Some of the calf pieces. Now this is where the casting between the two kits is kind of evident, and like in these little detail areas right there. That's pretty good, but some of them are basically gone, so I have to go in and rescribe them. Some of the bevels will need some work. This is kind of rough. Let's see if my camera will focus. That bevel's a little rough. Not too bad. Let's see, another good sense of size. Here's like the piece that goes behind the head. I don't know what you want to call that, but it gives you a good sense. What else? This is the piece right here that I have to get replaced. I have two of these. I need one for the other side. Otherwise, I can't attach both wings. And here is like this. This would be like the tail stabilizer part. I didn't even take it out of the bag because it's got its own bag. I can keep going on and on about parts. Here's the head. Pretty good size. And then a ton of teeny tiny parts. So, yeah. So anyway, that's pretty much the intro. You get all these little tube parts, and these actually casted pretty good. I don't see a whole lot of flash on them. Usually these don't get casted very well. Now these parts right here, these wavy parts, those get covered with a spring. But there are like a lot of little piston things, which will look good once they're all painted up. So, here are a bunch of foot and leg parts. Again, I'm not going to take these all out. You know, almost 500 pieces. I'm not going to show you every single one of them. You do get a couple little nylon like hinges. And to be honest, I don't know why, because the on-off button, as far as I can tell, is like on the back of the kit, and this is like where the cockpit can open, but I'll have to look at that further. That's about it. I'm going to try to do two of these guys at one time. We'll see how it goes. I'm curious to see if I can get it done. I have an estimated timeline to my client between 8 months and a year. Oops, bag open. A timeline between 8 months and a year to get his completed, which he is totally cool with, because the GSB took me 8 months, and that had about 100 fewer pieces. That had about 350 pieces. This has about 460. And as far as complication of the kit, I don't know. I mean, I think maybe it's a toss-up between which kit is more complicated. This definitely has more pieces, more smaller pieces than the GSB did. And the assembly looks to be a little more complicated. It's just a lot more intricate as far as how things go together. So, I don't know. Well, once I start getting going on it, I'll have a better sense of how long it's going to take. But since I'm doing two, you know, I anticipate about a year to get them both done, which I think is pretty good for two big kits like that, you know. Obviously, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to just work on these throughout the year, because I will kill myself. One of the things I need to get done is I'm going to get this guy painted up because he's cool. And I actually have a to-do list over here, which I have a few done. See, I got my Fooly Cooly done. I did the Sand Rock. I got the Perfect Grade Astray. And these are the kits that I have started. They're snapped, or they're in some sort of completion. All the master grade kits have been snapped. I've got my resin 172nd GM Sniper, and he's almost ready for paint. So that's kind of like my to-do list. So I'm going to work on this throughout the year as I work on these guys. So anyway, it's a little short intro, first video of the work in progress. I'm going to try to do more tutorials and how-tos on these kits. After going through my GSB videos a few times, I realized I could probably do a couple more tutorials and how-tos. just to work with resin. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Check it out, and we'll see you guys soon. MVM3897 signing off.